Ever sat on a public toilet and thought, well, this is how I get an STI? Ah, the public restroom, a place of convenience and for some, a hub of anxiety. It's a scenario many of us have imagined. The moment of dread as you lower yourself onto a public toilet seat, convinced you're about to contract every STI known to humanity. This fear, as widespread as it is, can be traced back to whispers, rumors, and old wives' tales passed down through generations. But let's take a moment to think about this logically. If STIs were that easy to catch, wouldn't we all be walking around with a cocktail of them? It's a little like believing you'll get pregnant from sitting on a warm bus seat, right after someone else has vacated it. Absurd, isn't it? But before you start hovering over the toilet seat or investing in disinfectant sprays, let's debunk this myth. First things first, what even is an STI? Is it like an FBI for bacteria? Well, not exactly, though I can see why you might think that. STI stands for sexually transmitted infection. These are infections you can get if you engage in certain types of intimate contact, usually sexual, with someone who already has one. There's a whole gallery of these pesky intruders, from chlamydia, the silent creeper, to gonorrhea, the burning sensation specialist. And let's not forget our old friend syphilis, who loves a good comeback tour. They're like the uninvited guests at the party of your body. Now, these infections typically hitch a ride through sexual contact because they prefer warm, moist environments. So unless you're getting frisky with your porcelain throne, the chances of you catching an STI from a toilet seat are about as likely as finding a unicorn in your backyard. So unless your toilet seat is getting more action than you are, chances of it giving you an STI are pretty slim. Now let's talk about the real deal, public toilets. Are they the dirty, germ-infested nightmares we imagine them to be? Well, prepare for a splash of reality, folks. Public toilets, the dread of many, the unavoidable necessity of modern life. And yes, they can be a bit grimy, but before you gasp in horror, let me put things into perspective. The average public toilet seat has about 50 germs per square inch. Sounds like a lot, right? But did you know that your beloved smartphone houses approximately 25,000 germs per square inch? That's like a full-blown germ city right in your pocket. And let's not even get started on kitchen sponges. Those things are practically germ condos. But what about sexually transmitted infections? Are toilet seats a hotbed for STIs? The answer, quite simply, is no. STIs are transmitted through sexual contact, hence the name, and they can't survive long outside the human body. They particularly despise dry, hard surfaces like toilet seats. So, while you might encounter some harmless bacteria, and maybe even the common cold virus, you won't find any STIs hanging about. Now I know what you're thinking. What if there's, residue left on the seat? Well, even then, the odds of catching an STI are virtually zero. Why? Because STIs need direct contact with your mucous membranes. That's the moist, absorbent tissue found in places like your mouth, nose, and genitals. And unless you're getting really up close and personal with that toilet seat, there's no way an STI can make the leap. So in conclusion, public toilets might not be the cleanest places on Earth, but they're not the germ-ridden horror shows we make them out to be. And as for STIs, well, they're more likely to be found in the bedroom than the bathroom. So unless you're planning on licking the toilet seat or rubbing it all over your body, you're pretty safe from catching an STI. To sum up, can you get an STI from a toilet seat? Well, if you answered yes, I'm afraid you've been flushed with misinformation. You see, STIs are not out there waiting for you on a public loo. They are transmitted through sexual contact, not through porcelain perches. Let's debunk some other common myths while we're at it. No, you can't catch an STI from a handshake, a high five, or a hokey pokey. And contrary to popular belief, you can't get an STI from a swimming pool, a hot tub, or even from sharing a towel with someone. STIs are not like cooties in grade school, folks. They need direct person-to-person contact to spread. So when you think about it, the real danger in public restrooms might just be that two-ply tissue running out. So the next time you're in a public restroom, remember, the only thing you should worry about is if there's enough toilet paper left.